two attorneys arguing. The first topic I'd like to discuss is this ensemble. Do you know how many people think you're the client when they watch these videos?
They don't think I'm a client.
Of course they do.
They might at first, but after they've seen the show a few times, they know.
Okay. So they have to watch the show a bunch of times before they figure out that I don't represent you.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So let's play
Well,
this.
if they ever hear us arguing, they know that you don't represent me, and that's probably a good thing.
Really?
Yeah, I think I come across pretty well. I think I think the audience likes me. I guess we'll see in the comments.
You think the cock hat, the area, the snakeskin
I
boots?
think they love it.
The
I
Harley
think they love
Davidson
it. That's my
gear?
attorney right there.
That's your attorney?
That's my attorney when he's not in court.
We're going to have to do a poll to make sure this is exactly what they're looking at. They're going, that's my guy.
I think so. I think you'd be surprised. I think you'll be disappointed because you want them to want their attorney to look more like you in their, I guess it wouldn't be off season. What would you call it for attorneys when they're not on?
Business casual.
When they're in their normal
office casual.
Office
like
casual?
This is office casual for you.
Well, no, I wouldn't describe this as office casual. This is office.
Hold on. Watch this.
I don't care.
What day of the week is it?
It's Friday.
Okay. Are you in the office today?
Yes.
Is this formal or casual?
I'm not sure it would even qualify as casual.
But technically, office casual.
Well, yeah. I if I have to choose between those two, it's obviously not formal, so it'd have to be casual. But I don't even know if it rises to that level.
As you show up as you're putting your ensemble together the night before, do you go, I got a T-shirt, I got this cock hat?
Yeah, I'm just looking for comfort, especially on Friday. Come on. Everybody dresses down.
So this is casual Friday for you.
This is casual Friday.
Do you want to actually pretend that this wouldn't be Thursday for you?
No, because I wear a polo. I'd wear this with a polo.
A polo?
Yes.
A collared polo?
Yes. Did you see? I had it on yesterday.
Was it like your birthday?
One? It
was something somebody's birthday?
No, I wear one.
Did you have to show it up in court or something?
I got a couple that I wear occasionally here and there.
Okay.
It's not always plaid.
All right. Now you have a question in your hand, and people want to know about the law, so let's do this.
Are you sure they don't want to know about
how you
me and my
rolled out of
clothes?
bed this morning?
I loaned a friend $5,000 and she isn't paying me back.
Don't do that.
I live in Texas.
Nope.
My friend, in quotes, lives in Florida. My friend lost her job, so I loaned her $5,000.
Ooh, her. You know what that? My friend, friends with benefits, or friends?
Made dozens of excuses for needing more time. It's been one story after another. Now, the way this reads sounds like it's a dude.
Of course it does.
All right,
it feels like a dude.
So you know why he lent her the $5,000, right? Like he's working it. He's working an angle. He's working the nice guy angle.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, you're suffering.
Oh, let me help you.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Oh, you're a sucker, dude. I recently contacted one of her relatives on Facebook to check on the
relatives.
validity of some of my friend's stories. As somebody who has family members, this may shock many of the audience members. As somebody who has family members who are constantly being sought out by creditors, please don't contact the relatives. The relatives didn't do anything wrong. There's no reason to punish us by, swamping us with dozens and dozens of calls. Aunt Sharon, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
let's just
say the family member confirmed my fears. My friend is a liar and a thief who has a record of misdemeanors and multiple evictions for non-payment of rent. It's probably unlikely that I'll ever see payment from my friend again. Probably. Well, that guy's optimistic. But should I take her to small claims court? How do I file a claim against her if I don't have her address? I do know the county. Well, you're going to need to get the address. You do have to serve her.
You can't serve her through publication.
You have
small
to
claims,
serve
can you?
her. No, I think you have to actually serve them. You got to let them know that they're being sued, even in small claims court. Where
she blocked his phone. You
the
think she blocked
rules
the
are
phone?
very. Of course, she blocked his phone. She's not going. She knew when she got the $5,000 that A, I'm never giving this back to him, and B, our friendship's over. She knew that. She would at least have paid back some of it if her intention was to pay back any of it. Some of it would have been paid back by now.
I'm going to give you rule number one. Rule number one. You're a bank when you lend money. Banks don't lend money to their friends. Banks have contracts. Banks make sure there's collateral or security, something to cover them. You are not the bank. So when you lend money, don't consider it lending money.
This is good advice.
If I'm giving you something, I got to consider it a gift. Because you are going to lose your friendship. You're going to lose everything over it. Oh, hey, you got that $5,000? You become the bank. You're not the bank. In this case, this guy,
Yeah, and
this guy wants a relationship. It feels like, or maybe
it gets turned around on you. Now you're the bad guy for chasing
Yes.
your own money back.
you're the
Oh,
villain.
this guy's always hassling me about his money. I told him already I can't pay him back yet. I'm gonna pay him back. If he'll just get off my back, I'm gonna eventually.
You ain't never paying him back.
Don't come at me every 5 years asking for this $5,000 back.
Every 5 years, I love this. So come on, man. Guy's been coming at me for like 20 years now.
Yeah, you're never getting the money back.
And this is
And
a
don't
question.
go to small claims court. As easy as it would be, and pretty much you don't need an attorney if you go to small claims court. So anyone who's interested in
You know what?
the legal
Hold on.
aspect of
I've
it.
changed my feelings about this.
Oh, do tell.
I changed my feelings. You borrow $5,000 from me. You make every promise in the world from me. Now, me, myself, I'm just going to give it to you. But if I actually lend it to you and you treat me like garbage, I'll pay the $300. For those who don't know, small claims is a very inexpensive way to go. You don't have to hire an attorney. You don't do this because you're not entitled to attorney's fees normally in small claims court. But you have to file the $300 thing. He gets served. He's
Think
got
of
to
the
come in.
people's court. When you think of small claims court, that's the kind of cases that.
Now, the
that
good part
people
about it
usually-
is in Florida's small claims, you actually have to go to mediation. So there's actually a mediator who's going to meet with you for like $150. Each side pays it. And if this guy doesn't show up, at least he has a judgment against him. Now, if he has a house, if
if you have to borrow $5,000 and can't pay it back, you don't have a house.
he might have one once 20 years from now when he's responsible.
No, man, it's not worth your time. Do not go to small claims court. Do not spend the money.
Vengeance shall be mine.
No, don't spend the money.
Shall be mine.
Just chalk it up.
Chalk it up to what?
to a life lesson. Don't lend money to friends. Or if you do lend money to friends, have the collateral. All right, let me have your guitar that's $3,000.
I've seen that. I've seen that on
Let me
Pawn
have
Stars.
something that's important to you,
Yeah.
and I'll give that back to you when you pay me back.
That's
If
actually
you're
not
not willing to do that, then that's red flag number one.
Leave me something. I want collateral. The idea of collateral is interesting because I'll tell you what right now, you're going to give it back. But here, you need a contract though. Because what'll happen is this. Let's say he doesn't pay you in a year or 2 years or 3 years, and you want to sell the collateral. It has to be clear. So you might want a contract or at least an email specifying what the rules
Yeah,
were.
I'm giving you my Batman statue.
Hold on.
And
I ain't giving you my Batman statue. This is the deal. In every case, don't lend the money. And if you are going to, make sure you have a contract, make sure you have collateral. And if somebody's going, why would you want collateral? Because you're not going to pay me. Now you're coming at me for something right now.
I'm doing you a favor by lending you the money.
And right now, you are the most cordial you're going to be with me over this loan. We can agree with that. You are not going to get nicer to me in a year when you're ducking my calls. But right now, I need it bad. Now, somebody came to me recently and they needed a lot of money. And I helped them out. I haven't heard anything. Tumbleweeds going by.
But did you take your own advice? Did you when the money left your hands, did you say to yourself, I'm probably never going to see this again?
I did.
Okay. So it's
And
easier to tolerate.
It was what amazes me in this world, and I want you mooches to listen to me. You mooches. You're mooches. And if you don't know the word mooches, look it up. Chat GPT mooch, and your face will pop up. Because normally the people who's called the mooch doesn't realize they're the mooch.
No, this is true.
A mooch is a guy who never brings his wallet out to dinner. He's the guy when the bill comes to the table, somehow he's always in the bathroom. Let me get the car. I'll drive the car around. He's the guy who you'll pay the $100 dinner and he'll buy you Starbucks. Mooch. You can't lessen the mooch.
You know what? Jeff taught me something very, very important. And it is the truest thing he ever taught me. When you realize that somebody's being the mooch, don't let them square up with you by some token appreciation. Like Jeff just said, buy a guy $100 dinner, and then the next day, let me get coffee for you because you got dinner. You should say, and this will be very satisfying because it's been this way to me. You should say, no, that was a gift from me, and I want you to remember it.
Yes.
I don't want you to think
we're not even.
That like we're somehow on this weird exchange where I've got to do something for you and then you've got to do something for me. No, You remember
No,
that.
hold on. Yes, somebody could do something for you, but it has to be equal. Okay? It's not like, hey, I bought you dinner, you bought me a cup of coffee. Not the same.
Yeah, don't not turn it down if it's an equal reciprocity.
Right.
If the next time you're at dinner,
you
he
pay
goes,
for me
okay,
dinner.
my turn, let him do it. But if he says, oh, because you did this, fill in the blank, very expensive thing, I'm going to do this very cheap, tokenish type of gesture, don't accept those, because then in their mind, they'll think that, like you said, they'll think that they're evened up now, and they're not.
What I do notice is that once you have the mooch doesn't go anywhere. The mooch likes being the mooch. If you're paying for everything, he loves being the mooch. He's so used to being the mooch, he looks at you and goes, you know what I'm going to do. You know I'm never going to pay.
This reminds me of I don't know, us circa 1997.
But you were broke.
I was broke.
You were broke.
Broke.
He used to, when we were both defense attorneys together, and what happened was every day when we left the office, I would have to wait for him in the parking lot to make sure his car worked.
Yeah, because if my car wouldn't start, Jeff would give me a ride home.
But he was broke back then, so it was like he couldn't afford hot dogs.
Yeah, I brought my lunch. I brought like peanut butter and jelly
those lunches were horrible, dude.
Well, I mean, they're all right. They're all right. They weren't bad.
Look, does this guy look like a guy who wants a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No, it's fine. I was fine with it.
All right. Well, we were working in downtown Deltona, which high cuisine was like the hot dog factory, which was right across the street. It was like this little shack.
Hold on. Jeff used to get these hot dogs at a gas station. And I don't mean like a 7-Eleven kind of gas station. I mean a legit like 1940s gas station.
Yeah.
Where like you can see the mechanic working on a car right around the corner from where they're frying the French fries and hot dogs.
Did you ever turn down one of those hot dogs?
No, they were actually pretty good.
Okay.
But
don't make it sound like, oh, he took
But we were sitting outside next to the tires eating.
And you know why? And I'll tell you what, still better than some of the lunches we have now.
I don't disagree.
Now, there's the opposite end of the mooch. There's the guy who was desperate, unlucky. He couldn't make $1 if he wanted to. Every time he gets ahead, something happens to him. He is the most unlucky guy in the world, and you lend him this money, and he generally feels bad that he can't pay you. What would you suggest him to do? Tell you?
Yeah. I think if you genuinely feel bad that you can't pay somebody back, the best thing you can do is let them know that you didn't forget. Like if somebody did a kindness for me like that and I couldn't repay them, I would want them to know that even though I can't repay you and I want to, I appreciate it and I remember that you did it.
I'm trying to think that conversation. And it might go something like this. Hey, Jeff, you lent me this money. I really wish I could pay it back. I feel like crap every day, and I don't want it to affect our friendship. I miss spending time with you because I'm avoiding you, because I feel genuinely bad that I can't pay you back, and I feel less when I'm around you because I feel I owe you this money.
Yeah, that would be the kind of thing that the not mooch guy would say.
I would never expect to hear that.
Yeah.
It's so sad because I would do that.
I would like to think that I would do that too. I don't know. We can't know for sure.
Oh, I do it all. I've been in a bad situation. I've always shown my appreciation when somebody took care of me when I was in bad shape. In fact, I go out of my way to do it. And there are some people I know, and he knows who. He's a business owner, and Craig and I took care of him. And every time he can, he tries to come and buy us lunch or dinner or something like that. And that's very kind. I very rarely, I split it with him. I don't let him just keep buying me meals because I did something good for him one time. But I think that's an important thing. But I think I have an idea. I think the requirement should be, since social media is a big part of our life now, I think at a minimum, you should have to go onto your page, highlight it at the top of your page that it stays up there and says, Craig Lynd lent me money about a year ago. I have yet to pay him back, and I feel terrible about it, and I will keep this up here until I do right by him. I like that. I like that. So every time he sees it, I guarantee within a month, he's going to fix it.
That'd be the profile page.
It's the same thing where a judge makes you sit on the side of the road with a sign that says, I stole. Oh.
So public shaming until it's
public social media shaming.
Yes.
Self-shaming.
We are not shamed enough in
we
our
have no
society.
shame.
Yeah.
We lack shame.
Yeah, we need it.
because we blame them.
Yeah.
Well,
It's always somebody else's fault.
He should have lent me the money.
And it'll be your fault because your expectations.
He wants it back. Why would he want it back?
And really, he should have lent me the money.
He's not a real friend if he wants it back.
And here's how it gets turned around, because I've seen it. He should have lent me that money anyway, because 4 years before then, I helped his brother.
I helped him move.
Or I helped him move. Or
I've always been there for him.
Yes,
I've always been there for him.
I always listen to his BS
Stupid
stories.
jokes.
And laugh. I
Yeah, he
pretend
thinks
to
he's
laugh.
funny. I've been to his stand-up shows. He's horrible.
That's a little too close.
Try to say, Craig.